Last year, I watched one of my own trading bots lose $622. Not paper money, not a simulation. Real dollars, leaving my real account in small, steady withdrawals, a few dollars per trade, dozens of trades a day, like a leak I couldn't find. It was a scalping bot, and here's the part that kept me up at night. Its backtest was beautiful. On historical data, this thing printed money. So every morning I'd tell myself the live results just needed time to converge with the backtest. They never converged. I retired the bot at minus $622. This video is the story of the 13 experiments it took me to understand why, and the answer, when I finally found it, was hiding somewhere I never thought to look. Because here's the thing. My dead scalping bot wasn't an exception. It was a pattern. And once I saw it everywhere. Episode 1, I laid out the pattern in its purest form, a strategy that backtested at plus 200% and returned minus 18% live. Plus 200 on paper. Minus 18 in reality. That's not a rounding error. That's two different universes. I traced it to 5 traps. Look ahead bias, overfitting, ignoring costs, testing a single symbol, and testing only one good year. So in episode 2, I started hunting those traps in my own code. I took a strategy backtesting at plus 83%, fixed just 2 bugs, look ahead bias and survivorship bias, and watched it drop to plus 49%. The strategy didn't get worse. It got honest. Episode 3, the trap got sneakier. A machine learning model that backtested at plus 94% and went minus 11% live. And the cause was data leakage inside cross-validation itself. The model was quietly peeking at the future during training. The fix purged K-fold with an embargo. Episode 4, a clean leak-free strategy showing plus 47% CAGR and backtest delivered plus 8% live. The culprit this time wasn't a bug. It was 3 hidden costs: commissions, slippage, and market impact. And episode 5 is where I told the full story you heard at the top. 1 year, 4 bots. And one of them, the scalper, retired at minus $622. That episode ended with the sentence that reframed everything for me. A backtest is a hypothesis, not a strategy. Fine. If backtests are hypotheses, let's test the famous ones. Episode 6, I tested 9 well-known factor strategies. Before costs, 7 of the 9 beat the market. Then I applied realistic trading costs, and only 3 survived: momentum, quality, and low volatility. The common thread? Low turnover. The strategies that traded less kept more. My scalping bot, trading dozens of times a day, had been on the wrong end of that rule the entire time. Episode 7 went deeper on the strangest survivor: betting against beta. Over 50 years, low beta stocks have outperformed high beta stocks on a risk-adjusted basis, largely because constrained institutions systematically overpay for high beta. Episode 8, I combined value, momentum, and quality into a single portfolio and tested it over 50 years. Result, a Sharpe ratio of 1.0, a full unit of return for every unit of risk, sustained across 5 decades. Not a get-rich-quick number, a stay-rich-slowly number. Then I asked the question everyone asks: can machine learning beat all of this? Episode 9, I combined 3 models, Random Forest, XGBoost, and LightGBM, into an ensemble to pick stocks. The findings surprised me. Swapping models barely changed the results. Feature engineering mattered far more than model choice. The intelligence isn't in the algorithm, it's in what you feed it. Episode 10, I stopped trying to predict returns and started detecting weather. I built a regime filter, a 200-day moving average, plus a hidden Markov model to tell bull markets from bear markets and switch strategy behavior accordingly. Maximum drawdown dropped from 34% to 19%. Same strategy. Half the pain. Episode 11, I widened the net, expanded the stock universe from 500 to 1,500 stocks. Same factor strategy, filtered for liquidity. Sharpe improved from 0.9 to 1.3. More independent bets, better risk-adjusted returns. Diversification doing exactly what the textbooks promise. By now the system was working, but 2 experiments were left. And the last one is why this whole video exists. Episode 12, I changed nothing about what the system buys. I only changed how much. Switching position sizing from equal weight to inverse volatility weighting. No change to entry signals at all. Cut maximum drawdown from 38% to 20%. Sizing, it turns out, is a strategy of its own. And then episode 13. While auditing the system end-to-end, I found something that made my stomach drop. My backtest code, and sizing, it turns out, is a strategy of its own. And then episode 13. While auditing the system end-to-end, I found something that made my stomach drop. My backtest code and my live trading code had silently diverged. Different indicator timing. Different order execution assumptions, a different fee handling, two code bases that were supposed to be twins had grown into strangers. And that's when the scalping bot finally made sense. Remember the leak I couldn't find? The bot whose beautiful backtest never converged with reality? For a whole year, I'd assumed the backtest had lied about the strategy. It hadn't. It had truthfully described a machine that didn't exist. The bot I ran live was, line by line, a subtly different program than the one I tested. Those $622 weren't lost to a bad strategy. They were lost in the gap between two versions of my own code. The fix became my most important piece of engineering. A single strategy class that runs identical logic in both the backtest and the live environment. One brain, two bodies. The backtest can still be wrong, but it can never again be describing a different machine. 13 experiments, one dead bot, $622 in tuition, and a system I finally trust, not to guarantee profits, because nothing honest can promise that, but to tell me the truth about its own performance. If you want to go deeper, I've bundled everything from all 13 episodes, the code, the fixes, the full breakdowns, into one resource pack. And subscribe, because next this system stops being an experiment. We're taking it fully live. Every result, wins and losses, on screen. See you there.